Good afternoon, Toby Erickson here. I wanted to talk today about heavy grippers. And I have an old heavy grips gripper here. This one was bought in 2000 and maybe it was 16, I think. I was going through physical therapy and that's when they told me I had a strong grip. I didn't know the difference. I started buying grippers and working it. So this was one of the very first grippers that I used. And it's a Heavy Grips 200. You can see it. And I've filed the inside edges down to make it a little bit harder at one point and to get the distance that you have to squeeze it is farther, so it's building strength in a wider range of motion compared to ones that don't have the ground off inside edges. So in order to do some more testing, I ordered another Heavy Grips 200, and when it came in, it's significantly different than my old Heavy Grips 200. They're from the same manufacturer, just different eras. And if you look at the 200, 250, 150, 300, they're all the same grip width, okay? Well, when I ordered the new Heavy Grips 200, it's significantly different. It has the same grip width as the COCs, the Captains of Crush. Now, the wires, the coiled up wire, the coil spring, I grabbed my dial caliper here, see if there's any difference, measured them up, and the 200 is 0.255 inches, okay, 0.255. The new one is 0.255. They're identical. So the wire is the same. The Heavy Grips 250, we can measure that up, and that's 2.75. You can see it on here. Okay, 0.275, sorry. And if we go to the 300, it's 0.295. So they're added up. COC2, which is the same supposedly as the Heavy Grips 200, the wire on it is 2.6 or 0.260. I'm going to get this right eventually. So 0.260 is on the COC2. The COC 2.5 is 0.270. The 3 is 0.28. I'm getting 0.281 here, so it's around the 280. Let's grab the 350. 0.292. So the 350 is very close to the same diameter as, oh no, here's the 3. Might have them backwards. The 3 is did I do this wrong? 0.281. The 350 is 0.292. And I've got a 400 over here. And the 400 is about 0.310. So that tells you how they're getting the differences in squeeze weight. The wire's bigger, and you can actually see it when you look at them. So, how much wider is the new Heavy Grips? Let's take a look real quick. So the new Heavy Grips is around, say, 0.2. Make it straight here. Not easy to measure. That's around 0.220. Okay? Or I'm sorry. Now I'm not even looking. Now I'm just blabbering. All right. It's 4.030, I believe. We'll go with that. 4.4 inches, 0.025. 4.025. That's the number. All right. So the old one is 3.540. So 3.5 approximately. 3.550. Let's go 3.550. So it's a ½ inch narrower than the new 200. If we go with a Captain's of Crush, they are 4.165. So they're just a little bit bigger than the new COC2. Very close, but you can see the difference here. There is a little bit of a, they don't quite match up. The Captain's of Crush is still just slightly wider, so it starts out at a wider grip compared to this one. So when I pull them, you have a longer distance to pull. All right, here we go. I normally can do about the same number of reps with the 200 that on right hand and left hand. So right hand, I can do about so many. Left hand, I can do about so many, and it's about even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how many I can do with the new one in my right hand. I'll do the old one in my left hand and just see how many. I have not done this yet as a comparison. So I haven't measured them up. I got the caliper out and threw it on and saw that there was a difference. So I figured I'd sit here and figure this out today. All right, so here we go. Let's see how many times. Let's just do a table nose set, pick this up, get it set in there, and just see how many. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I can't get 23. I've got it just a little off of 23 on that one. All right. So now this one's got a much shorter throw. So it doesn't, it's not as hard. There's less distance. So 1 is there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, that's about all I'm going to do there. So the old Heavy Grips 200 is significantly easier than the new Heavy Grips 200. Now, the weight doesn't change. So once you have a gripper, from the time you get it until you die, probably. I've never worn one of these out. The old ones with the plastic handles and the smaller wires, I used to work those until they would just snap. When I was riding dirt bike a lot, the wires would eventually just get hard and snap. So, but these, I've never had that happen, and I've heard according to Heavy Grips and according to Captain's of Crush, they don't change over time when you're using them. If anything, they would probably get a little bit stiffer from work hardening, but they say it isn't significant. So the old 7-year-old Heavy Grips 200 is significantly easier than the new Heavy Grips 200. It's a narrower set, wider set. Wires are the same size, but they obviously curled them a little more on the older grippers. The handles, I think, are aluminum here. These are covered. These are probably aluminum, but I think they're plated with, they're like chrome plated or something. These are plain. So this one feels like a better gripper. It's got a good range of motion on it. I still like having the 200 with the ground off grips. That gives it a little more pull, gets it make it pull deeper into the set so that when you're using like the 200 and you're using a Heavy Grips 2, no, I can't get that to close. My arms are blown out now. So, but the distance that I have to close them, I'm trying to work farther into that distance so that I'm able to close the 250 easier through that range of motion. I'm just trying to build a broader range of motion. Anyway, that's it. That's the Heavy Grips 200 compared to the old Heavy Grips 200 compared to the Captains of Crush. Thank you for watching.